What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Let me see. Are we rolling here? All right. Let me get this going here. I got TV on in the background. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. All right. Tyronn Lue. On the biggest stage. He's right about that. All right, now we're going to start recording on the audio. What's up, guys? How you living? You doing well? You doing good? Good. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear you're doing well. All right, this is it's going to be super short. I don't even have bullet points. I'm going off the rafters this evening, guys. I'm going off my rocker. I'm going off what we usually do. So all right. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player on the planet right now. And everybody was pretty much saying that Golden State could probably come in and just sweep them. What up, B-Rye? You like that coffee cup? You like that coffee cup, Brian? You like that? Brian Jordan in the house. Oh, we got Tom Smith. Got messages coming in from all around. Tom Smith talking about my podcast. Okay, before I go down to this whole Golden State thing that I was just about to say, I got to say this. So this podcast has gone from being ranked when I first started doing this by myself, from being ranked in like the low 2000s, like in the 2900s. And today, right now, we're ranked number 67 in Society and Culture podcasts. And that's just unheard of. And I'm pretty stoked about that. But most of those folks are not listening to our sports talks, which is totally fine, and why I started labeling these differently. So that hopefully it'll save people from having to listen to shit they don't care about, which is usually what I talk about, period. But anyway, that's beside the point. All right, so LeBron James, I repeat, greatest player on earth right now, but arguably, other than Kevin Love, who nobody even knew whether he was going to be playing or not, really hasn't had anybody or any help on his team for a very long time. And no matter the cast or crew, no matter who has been on his team or whatever, or who those people have been, they've all went to a finals with him, and they've all gotten rings with him pretty much. And he's the common denominator in this situation, of course. But a lot of people were calling Golden State to come in and sweep them, which is not hard to believe, because I mean, shit, look at who they've got between Steph and KD and Draymond Green, and I mean, their whole team stacks on stacks, and their coach is the one who's responsible for getting Jordan his last ring. Hey, there's that. So, it almost, what new records did I get? I'll answer this question for you, Brian Jordan. I got the soundtrack, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, recently. I got a Chopin something, one of his number 4. I also got, a buddy of mine gave me a bootleg of a 1989 Pink Floyd show in LA. All the records have the same picture on the front and back, and they're not labeled. You have to listen to them to find out what it is, and I don't have the heart to write on them what's what. So whoever gets it after I'm dead and gone is just going to have to guess like I did. But it's pretty awesome. It's off the Tongue Tied and Twisted tour. It's pretty badass. Yeah, that's about it. That was a good question, Brian. Thank you. Thank you for listening. There's a couple more that I've got over there, and I'm trying to look and see what's on that stack because I usually keep all. Ooh, I pre-ordered. Father John Misty's God's favorite customer. I pre-ordered that, and it should be here any day now. I got the email that it shipped yesterday. Screw basketball. Yep. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's pretty insane. The only reason I'm talking about it is because it's the finals. Anyway, there's a little conversation you get to hear between me and Brian if you're not paying attention to the YouTube thing. So there's that. Brian asked me what new records I got. So that being said, after all this shit, baseball for life, 100%, Brian. Here you go, Brian Jordan. I'll give you a little something while you're still here paying attention. Me and Brian Jordan always talk about baseball because Brian played baseball growing up, and I didn't really get. I wish I would have got it growing up, but I just didn't. I was just bad at sports, and I have a lot of people who will validate that. But I love baseball. Baseball is the greatest sport of all time. It's the most like life. Outside of golf, which is a game you play against yourself, baseball is a game that is most like life. Because life is not just you out there against one thing like golf is. Life is about you out there against all sorts of different things, like a rotation maybe, a batting rotation. And you get used to one over the course of 3 or 4 days. And it's like, all right, I can work around this rotation as a pitcher. And then you have to go and play a whole new set of people. And you can show up and do well today in life, and everything's going great for you, but you got to show up and try it again tomorrow. What's up, Scout? How you living, homie? So anyway, Scout, baseball's better. Like baseball more. Trust me. Baseball's, and so is my morning jacket, by the way. Don't tell anybody. He's my brother. Don't tell anybody, Scout. Anyway, baseball is a game in which you have help on the field. Like, you have help in life. You're not doing this thing by yourself. Most people have help. Most people have somebody who, if they give up a long line drive, they got a somebody out in left field who can catch that, and they maintain their ERA or whatever have you. I know we're going a little off the rails with that talk. Baseball's better. Thank you. And Misty. Hello, Misty. Well, good to see you. I'm sure you can see me. I can't see you. They haven't figured that part of this out yet, but hey. Anyway, there's that. So, in the number 2 episode of this sports talk, I've talked about 4 or 5 words of Golden State and LeBron. However, point I'm trying to make, LeBron James went into Golden State and almost beat them. Had it not been for J.R. Smith, there would not have been an overtime. Like, LeBron would have beat Golden State at home, and this would have been a whole nother conversation that we're having. However, how many seconds left in the game? I don't know, 2 seconds left in the game in regulation. J.R. Smith gets the ball. He starts bailing out the half court like he's going to hold on to the ball and let the clock run out. J.R. Smith forgot that the game was tied. LeBron's looking at him like, dude, pass. We got open over here for 3. We can win this right now. Go home. We can win this right now and go home. J.R. Smith didn't realize that Golden State had just scored to tie up the game. It hadn't processed yet, as the kind folks of SportsCenter said a while ago. Hadn't processed yet. So he just goes and bails out the half court, trying to let the clock run out. LeBron's face said everything. I feel bad. I can see. Can you have a blue? Have a blue wrench. That's nice, real nice. Uh, anyway, LeBron James' face said it all. I saw Stephen A. Smith talking a while ago, but everything was muted and I couldn't hear it. So we're going to find out what he says in a little bit after I get done talking over the next. I don't know. I probably got another 5 or 10 minutes. Not a whole lot of time today. These are going to be kept short. But speaking of short, everybody say hey to Brian Jordan. Hey, gotcha, Brian. Go drink a cup of coffee, homie. All right. So now that that's all I have to say about basketball. Now that all of that is out of the way, I get to talk about the Bravos, the Atlanta Braves. Oh man, what does that mean? Yeah, no, that didn't work. That didn't work, Brian. You made me do it, but it didn't work. Um, Anywho, uh, the Atlanta Braves, y'all. It is July the 1st officially, I think. June the 1st, rather. No, it's not. I'm talking to Brian Jordan here for a second. There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing there, Brian. We'll discuss this tomorrow. Anyway, the Atlanta Braves are in first place on June the 1st. And I said on Twitter last year that they were going to be the 2017 NL East champions. And I was obviously off by a year. How about that? How you like that, Brian? Did that work? Did that work for you? Anyway, uh, I was off by a year on my predictions, and we're in first place right now in the NL East. And it's like, I don't know, it's like everything's going right for a second. Oh, yeah, Brian got a blue wrench. Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay, okay. Well done. Um, so it's surreal to say. I don't want to feel like I jinxed this. I don't want to feel like that's right. The Bravos. Brian Jordan's a Braves fan. I don't want to feel like I've jinxed this, but we're playing the Nationals right now. The NL East came out of nowhere hot, and I said that in episode 1 of Sports Talk. But they came out of nowhere. All these young kids, and we're actually playing like veterans. And Ronaldo Acuna has a hyperextended knee. One of the ligaments in the knee is hyperextended or whatever. Brian Jordan, not the Brian Jordan who's tuned in right now, but former Brave great Brian Jordan, said he had the same exact injury and that he could have come back in 10 days, but it was a 15-day DL then, I believe, or vice versa, 10 or 15. I don't know what it is now. Either way, Ronaldo Acuna is going to be back soon, and even with him gone, we beat the Nats today. I didn't get to watch that game live, but I'm gonna watch the hey Patrick, love you, mean it. But we didn't I'm gonna watch like I said, I didn't get to watch the game. I'm gonna watch the replay. Watch the replay here in a little bit and see how we did, but apparently our bullpen's shaping up well. Oh, very well, Brian. I gave Brian Jordan the ability to kick people out of chat and put them in timeout. That's nice. Clever, Brian. I should do that for Patrick. Say something in the chat so I can do that thing. There we go. Believe in a thing called love. Just a little rhythm in my heart. There's a chance we can make it now. We'll be rocking and the sun goes down. Brian Jordan put Patrick Hanna in timeout. That is hilarious. Oh, you guys, you're too funny. So yeah, the Bravos, very good things going on in Braves land. I'm very happy about that. This has just been a whole hodgepodge of talk, which is just not even normal. I don't have any bullet points or anything set up for this. So there's that. All right. So I was on the way back from a gig tonight and played at Backyard Sports Bar and Grill, and I was talking to the good people in the crowd, as I do in every gig. I mention something to do with sports, and it's always the Braves. Usually, I'm always like, oh, well, the Braves are in first place, and I was talking to these good people about how excited I was that I get to see in my adult lifetime the Braves actually play well. And this dude was acting like I didn't have the right to feel that way because the Braves were so good in the 90s. And I was like, listen, dog, you don't know how many years it's been since the Braves have like actually done anything good. Like we have been dog shit. We have been dog shit for a very long time, and that is just not cool. And we finally got a team that Braves fans can be proud of, and we're actually out here proud of it and bragging on us. And people want to bring up old shit. It's like if the Cowboys started running shit again in the NFL, people like, oh, you can't say nothing because y'all were so good in the 90s. Like, dude, the Cowboys have sucked for a long time now. You ain't a Cowboys fan, Jordan. You are a Washington Redskins fan, Brian Jordan. See, now everybody done logged out of the live viewing. Got a big zero next to that person name now. Had Brian Jordan and Patrick, somebody else, a few other people. We lost them all. This is going to be, yeah, take that, Mets. This is going to be, very, very, very short and rambling, something that people are probably not going to watch it or listen to. And a matter of fact, I'm going to say you probably aren't going to want to watch this or listen to this talk because it's a whole bunch of rambling about nothing. But the point that I'm trying to make, if I had a point to make on sports related things, is that LeBron James, if the Cavs lose this series, it will be J.R. Smith's fault. Unless they get like swept. I mean, if the Warriors do indeed sweep them, which I don't see anybody losing their home game, which means this will probably go to 7, and game 7's in Golden State. I'm sure that all of the home teams will probably win. But if for some random fucking reason, if there's some weird shit going on in the locker room with J.R. Smith with his screw up tonight and pretty much costing them the game, which I can see Stephen A. Smith was very heated when he was speaking on SportsCenter a while ago, and obviously I haven't heard what he's saying yet because it's muted, but I have every idea that he is losing his marbles on J.R. Smith. But and I can see how that's an honest mistake. Like, man, I thought we were up. Like you can see him saying that. Like, I thought we were up, and I'm sure he did 100% believe that. But the problem with that is that this is not just any game. This is game 1 of the finals, and somehow you've been invited back to this dance again because of LeBron James. And there's a couple. I mean, what's the other guy's name? George Hill. Is that his name? Is that right? George Hill. I don't have anybody to fact check right now. But anyway, George Hill, and there's another guy who's a random like ad on there at the end of the season who's actually carrying more weight than somebody like Kevin Love and definitely J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith had a couple nice threes this evening, but that's beyond the point. Main point I wanted to make: this series is not going to be legit because of the J.R. Smith thing. So, Brian Jordan, love you back, buddy. Love you, mean it. I really do. Goodness, Brian Jordan. Good people. Good people. All right. Yeah. There's that. All right. So back to what I was saying in the Bravo situation. We've got, I don't know how many more weeks till All-Star break. Can't be more than 2 or 3, if that. The Atlanta Braves have to have at least 5 people on the All-Star team. You're gonna have Freddie Freeman, Ozzy Albies, Nick Markakis. Ronald Acuna is back. Probably Ronald Acuna. And Ender Inciarte is definitely going to have to be on there. I mean, we got and Charlie Culberson. How about Charlie Culberson coming in hot with some walk-off hits here lately? And we lost the games that we lost against New York, but we split that series. And oh Jesus, how did I not even come? All right, so I had tickets to the Braves game on Memorial Day. Me and Smitty and Taylor Fryer and JP were going to go to the game. We're meeting JP there, and we're going to go to this game. And it just looked like bad weather all day. They had a day game earlier, and they were on like pretty much a rain delay at the beginning of the second game. I decided not to go. Rolled the dice and said, you know what? It's not worth it to go. It's not worth it to hit the road and head up there. Like it's going to be raining. They're probably going to rain that game out. The concert's probably going to get rained out. So this is what it is. So I was on the phone with Braves customer service for a real long time trying to get the money back for my tickets. And they don't do no refunds or nothing like that. But they were like, if it's a rain delay, if the game gets rained out, then you'll be able to trade it out for another game or whatever. If you can't make the replay or the makeup game rather. And I was like, all right, well, fuck it. It's not worth it for me to go and sit and wait for this game that's definitely going to get rained out. So I got to thinking about it. I was sitting here at the house watching a game that I could be sitting at live on TV, and it's under rain delay. For 3 hours, it was on rain delay, and a little after 9 o'clock, they canceled the concert. Jason Isbell was supposed to play after the game. They canceled the show after, and ended up getting refunded for the field passes that I bought for the show. But they're obviously going to reschedule that, and they're going to give us first dibs at pre-buying tickets for the makeup show. So that's going to happen. And the tickets were only a few bucks a piece. Baseball tickets are very inexpensive. So if I was out just the tickets, I got no problem with that. Anyway, long story, super short. The game was on a 3-hour delay. I made the right call by not going and trying to deal with that shit. And yeah, there's that. So we ended up losing that game. We won the first game. We split the series with New York. Well, technically, I guess we won that series with New York, considering the fact that the game that we lost was a makeup game. We might have lost that series from earlier, the one that we had the makeup game on. Or I don't know. I don't know how it works. It's late. And I'm still talking. And I release this because I'm supposed to on Thursdays. I was a little late, a little after the midnight hour. Sorry for that. Recycle your plastics. Honestly, instead of calling these sports talks, I may as well just call them Braves talks, because the only thing I really know a lot about or know anything about is Braves and the baseball. I kind of throw the other sports in there. Oh, man. Hockey. Hello. Tied series in that. So apparently this guy, I don't know any of the names. I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to pronounce these names or saying these people who I don't know. I'm just going to talk like a person who doesn't know what they're talking about, who's heard things, which is who I am. Hello. Nice to meet you. Apparently there's some guy who plays for the Capitals who Marc-Andre Fleury, who is the goalie for the Golden Knights, has been stopping all of this guy's shots for years. Is it Ovechkin? Is that who it is? It's one of those names like that. I'm sure that's not him, but it may be. I don't know. But one of those guys. So this has been very interesting for me to watch as a not a hockey fan, just to see the story. I mean, I love Miracle. I love the hockey movie. I love Mystery Alaska. I love the idea of the underdog coming in and like running shit. But in this situation, I guess Washington hasn't been in a long time, so they're both sort of underdogs. But I would say the Golden Knights are 1,000,000% more of an underdog than Washington. At least they've been in the league more than a year, man. You get what I mean, bro? No, because I don't get what I mean, bro. Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks. All right, I'm going to cut this thing off because there's nothing else that I really have to add to this conversation that I'm having with myself other than, yes, I did get a few new records there, Brian Jordan. Thanks for asking about that. Brother Patrick, Brother Brian, love you both. Mean it to love you to death. Also, serious note, not sports related. I have never been more proud of something that I did outside of music than I was today when I looked at the podcast rankings and saw us ranked number 67 out of several thousand. And that really makes me feel good. Really makes me feel good. Very stoked about that. So there's that. Enjoy your weekend, folks. I'll be doing a real episode on Sunday. My sister Sarah came up with yet another brilliant topic for me to discuss, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers until day of, but yeah, I'm going to be doing a really interesting episode come Sunday. And this episode Sunday might be another late episode because got a gig on Sunday. So, but I'll peace, bitches.